Yo, what's up guys? Video time. So we're talking about the GP Outpost doubler, or the double drop, first in the Animus EXP and then in the GP Outpost and then in the Threshold, which last time in the beta was only Thursday, then Friday and then Saturday. In this case, we're gonna have to see if this is actually the case. As of recording right now, it is the Thursday, so it's going to be pretty much posted right soon as I go for it. But what you can do is, if you go to a different server, you can already see the amount of things that are already going on the other server, if there is any events or whatnot. So if a banner pops up earlier, or if you're in global, you want to see the banner like what it is earlier, you can switch servers, and you can simply switch servers here by checking this, and you would have to make another account, and you have to make it level 5. It's like another reroll kind of thing. So that kind of part is there. So we went there, we actually checked on stream, and we're still streaming at the moment, but we checked there and we're like, okay, where are the new events? So what are the events that we're looking at? Yeah, we have the, that one was already there. We have one new event, that is the Drazzle Pulse, which is pretty much giving you a bunch of stuff over here. Gives a perfect Latize, definitely nice rewards. Bunch of other things, definitely nice. You do also have few things that you can buy with that, in case you're like the whale. I would say this one is definitely nice because it's free. Besides that, I'm also pretty sure like these things just speed stuff up. You don't really need those all together or so. You do also have the shop in here. But then the big question is, where is the doubler? Because the doubler was called something, wait, someone just mentioned it in chat, but I already forgot. But yeah, the doubler is just simply not here. It was like blessing something. Doubler is not here. So that does also mean that there's no doubler tomorrow on the something galore. I think it was blessing galore. I got the first part, you got the second part. Thank you. But yeah, blessing galore, it's not here. So yeah, in the end we did expect it because we had that in the beta. Of course, that is an assumption because the developers did not mention that it was going to be there or it was not going to be there. So yeah, that's just a simple fact. That's not going to be there at the moment, which is definitely a disappointment in my opinion, because right now you don't really know when things are coming or not. And it's also interesting to see, this banner actually is a banner for the first 8 days of your account creation. Didn't even know. This banner does run out in 2 days from here, so after 2 days we can check whatever banner this is replacing by, which is also still unknown. You do have a few other things in here, which you have the Infinite Train and the Champion Skull, which are replacing the Shell thingy and the Cubic game. Infinite Train is pretty much like an infinite amount of runs, and you just get further. It is definitely noticeable at one level. It gets like 10 times more difficult than the level before, and most people just stranded there. Champion Call is something that I would recommend to not do, because the Champion Call is 250k Etheria coins to bet on a match, if whether which team wins or loses. And with that, the moment you bet that wrong, you just lose that. If you win, you just get like 1 or 2 pulls, which is definitely not really worth your 250k Etheria coin. You do have one thing where, like, that's betting on an individual match. You also have one thing at the start of the day. You bet on, like, who's gonna win the whole tournament, and that is for free. And that I would always recommend to do, and you can bet on it depending on, like, seeing, like, whoever has what gear and that kind of shits. So there is a little bit of information on that one right there. Let me see if I have the... yeah, I did find this one once again. There was this thing where pretty much showed all of the event launch, event notice, diary, calendar, whatever you want to call it. Let me close that one or open that one. Yep. So in here it did mention like the Shell game, Cubic game, Candy Party. Okay. In the second one it would be the, or these are like for the beginners, so everyone would have that. Yes, these are all of the ones that we have. And then this is the second one that we're having right now, which is the Pulse, the Champion Skull, and the Infinite Train. So in the end, they did not mention anything about the doubler, which is one of those things we could have seen as people ourselves. But then again, it was also something that just came out of nowhere on the beta as well. And therefore, no one saved for it before. As of currently, I'm still saving a shit ton of these. Wait, I'm like, wait, where did all of them go? I'm still on the Asia server. I got a mini heart attack for a second. Like, first of all, I was looking at this and I was looking at that. But no, I saved like an insane amount on that. But yeah, the big issue is just like, where's the communication on that? So first of all, they went for the thing with the Shadow Sania, which they nerfed after people already started building that. This was also one of those things that people did expect to be there And we have been like echoing throughout the content creators like, yo, this was in the beta. We do expect that to happen as well. Developers could have had in the moment at that, like, yo, your guys are saying this and that, but that's actually not the case. So for that reason, I'm actually doing the GP Outpost right now, because you did notice in my previous video that I made earlier this morning, I said most of my improvements that I can make on the account right now is actually doing the GP Outpost things itself. So yeah, I just started doing that because I was like, yeah, if they're not gonna do it, I don't know. But then again, would I recommend to start people using the stability pills yet? I would say no. I would wait at least one more day, because in the beta last time, the beta was running until the... well, it was running until the Monday, but Sunday it kind of ended. So in that case, they went for the event for the doubler on the Thursday, Friday, and the Saturday. For a lot of games, it does make sense, if you want to do an event like that, to take it towards the weekend. Because the weekend, most people can play, and you want to give, if you do a really good event, which of course a doubler is a really good event, then you would definitely say like, okay, do that during the weekend, because then most people can actually play with that. Might be something that they would go for. I don't know. I will definitely check again tomorrow around the same time in Europe, because in Asia, they do have the reset earlier. So if the info is out there, you can definitely find it on my channel. I will probably also be streaming around that time. I think I'll do like a late stream, so it will overlap with that time. But yeah, for now, for me, it's actually kind of weird, where I did have a really plan in mind of like, yo, what I want to do with the stability. When do I want to do it? I want to build like X amount of new units. Like the thing, I want to build this, I want to build that. But right now, it's kind of like, yeah, would I go in the Animus EXP to start gaining that myself? Or not? Or am I even tempted to maybe pull out one of the units that I've built right now to say like, okay, then I'm not going to building that one. Such as maybe the Sanyap, because I'm planning to go for a Linglo and a Valerian. That is actually something that's kind of on my radar right now, to maybe say as like, okay, I'm gonna pull out a little bit of levels over here, so I can at least make the others like 5-star. And of course, the thing I have to make 6-star. So yeah, that's kind of the thing that I'm worried about right now, and I'm not too sure about right now. Of course, you do have this event that is going to be running out in 6 hours in Europe. I think it's 12 hours or even more in global. I think it's not 8 hours even, or like 7 hours. But you have a little bit more time on that. So do make sure that you use this if you haven't yet. But yeah, for me, it's a little bit like one of those hitters, like the Shadow Senia was already one of those like, yeah, that doesn't really look that good if they just don't tell those things. This one as well, it's also one of those things like, yeah, it's if you like signalize things that are happening in the community as developers, or also as the CMs, like the community managers, they should be talking about those kind of things, like saying like, hey guys, you are all saying like this and that. It's actually not the case because of this and this, or at least tell it to the content creators like, hey, you're saying this and this. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I'm not really sure about that. Yeah, if you started late, this is actually an event, like if you started a little bit later, this event over here is equal to your account duration being 7 days, rather than it's 7 days from the start of the release. So it's account based, so you do have more time left if you started later. But if you started on the actual release, you still have about 6 hours left. As of posting this video, it's probably 4 hours, because I'll be posting this right after I stop going live. But yeah, for me, the game plan right now is I've been farming a bunch of shells, as I mentioned before. Been farming a whole bunch of shells. Also, I did figure out that this part, if you click on your icon of the profile, and if you click on here, you can actually see really fast what kind of teams everyone is using. So I think at the end of every video, I'm just gonna go here and showcase my current progression, especially at the progression videos. So yeah, I'm currently at Hell 2 for both of them, because I haven't done any Hell of those at all today. I did do a little bit of Aurora, but definitely not something to write home about. My Sharon team that I've mostly been farming, and that's definitely splitting through that super fast, because the scrolling in here kind of works weird. This is the team that I was doing the Sharon with on Hell. It was not really 100% main issue that I was simply not doing enough damage. And not enough damage was by the issue that this thing was not maxed out just yet, which it is right now, so I will have a little bit more damage on that. So yeah, that are the things that are going on for today. So kind of unfortunate news for me. Hopefully tomorrow, same time, we do have better news. If not, I'm not too sure if I'm going to be saving all of this stuff for very long, because this is legit like 3.5 days of resources sitting in here. That's an insane amount, but man, I'm disappointed. I'm definitely disappointed. This is for me the Shadow Sania thing. Like, I think they could have been open and honest about it. Like, hey, sorry guys, we should have done that on the release of the game, where the Aurora just simply cannot be dotted, which I think is a fair thing, that Aurora cannot be dotted. I think that's totally fine. But it's not something they should have done like all the way at the end. Or like while people were already building stuff. I don't know. The 2x is on the weekend. Maybe it's on the weekend, so I don't know. We're gonna find out, but it is definitely not tomorrow. That is already a thing that we do know for sure. If it's going to be on the weekend, hopefully. Let's see. Let's actually see if it's going to be on the weekend. Would be very nice if it is on the weekend. But then again, we're going to see about that. But I'll let you know as always. Well, guys, thanks for watching for this one. And see you as always in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab for the guide video archive, which contains all of the guides that you might need. Hope to see you there.